guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Audrey, I'm 20 years old and I am on the autistic spectrum. So before I get started, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss one of my lovely videos. Let's get on with today's video. So hi guys, I hope you all are having an amazing day. I'm doing okay. So if you're new here, I'm autistic and I post a lot of videos about training to my future service dog. She is over there with an activity in her crate because she's doing downtime, but that's not what we're here to talk about. So today we're going to talk about why functioning labels are harmful. So what is functioning labels when it comes to autism? So you go from high functioning to low functioning. And I'm not really sure what they call in the middle. I think that's kind of like an open middle functioning doesn't represent above average. I don't know. But someone high functioning or someone in functioning may be labeled as someone who is able to, I don't know, someone like me would be like, oh, you function highly. I'm like, I don't function highly. Some days I am barely able to get dressed, and some days I'm able to be productive. So, and I think labeling someone as high functioning is like, you function highly. So are you, if you think of it in a black and white, so do I function highly than typical? No, function probably down here, but I just don't think it represents autism. And then you go to the low functioning where you would say you're low function, and I don't think that's really representative because those people are just as valued and as important and are just as awesome and amazing, because just because they may not be able to speak or they don't have many words or maybe they're as mature as a toddler may not mean they're any less valid and amazing. And I think they're just as valued as anybody else in the world, and we still need them because we're all on this earth together to make the world a better place. So how is that like helping? Because they're just as important. And I think it closes off into these tiny areas of what it is. But the new ways of saying it, well, what autism is, you know what I mean? But the new ways of saying it is in levels. So each level, it goes from 1 to 3. And I like the way that this is because it's the amount of support that they need. And I think that is so much more loving and understanding and accepting, and it really doesn't limit what someone's autism is like, because it's just a small amount of how much support they need. Because I'm just as autistic as someone who would be considered level 3, just the amount of support I need is differently, and autism looks different in every single person. So level 1 is someone who needs a little support. Level 2 is someone who would need a little more support, and then level 3 is who would need the most support. So that would be people be considered nonverbal, very little verbal, someone who probably would never really truly to be able to be independent, which could still someone be in the middle, but someone who's able to, you know, I don't know how to describe it. Someone in the middle may be someone who's still, like, autism may be still very obvious, but they're able to go on with a lot of support. It just represents the amount of support they need. And I don't really know how to describe each level because was never really explained to me when I was diagnosed. I was diagnosed as high functioning autism, which is not still in the DSM. It's now levels, so I would be considered level 1. And I think this is a lot more loving way to say it because it's just saying about how much, as I said, support, and so it doesn't go around and put all these autistic traits in a box, because even someone who would be considered level 3 may have an easier time doing something than someone who's level 1, just because how much that trait and how that trait affects them. For instance, one of my best friend who would probably be considered, I think, level 2, maybe level 2, loves loud noises, loves to be in a loud environment. I shut down. I do not do well in that environment. I am a sensory avoider, and she's a sensory seeker. So she's a lot better in those scenarios, and I'm a lot better in lower. So I'm a lot better in quiet scenarios. But if we put 2 of us in each of these scenarios of a quiet and a loud, it may be easier for me to be in a quiet scenario and harder for her to be in a loud scenario. So I think the way autism affects people is also differently. So I think it really is able to look at the traits of how autism affects someone than how it affects when it comes to how big the autism affects. My brain's getting tired. It basically looks at the amount of support said person needs, but it doesn't look, this is how much this trait has. And I think even maybe functioning labels may not meant to do that, but I think it kind of does. So what are your thoughts on functioning labels? I don't think I maybe did a really good at explaining this. I think I got tired towards the end, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss one of my lovely videos. Bye guys, I will see you guys next week.